2017 OFSAA Single A Women's. That's good to know. We are set to go here at Jean-Vanier High School, host of the 2017 OFSAA Single A Women's Volleyball Tournament, as we have Atikokan going against Brampton here in this afternoon contest. Game number 4 here at day number 1 here at Jean-Vanier. Logan Parker joins me up here, as this is a beautiful view sitting up here on top of the gymnasium almost, it feels, as the stands are below us.
Oh, for sure. It's a lot better than before when we had it a lot lower.
Well, not only that, and you mentioned you played volleyball for JV this year. It's interesting to have this coverage here and seeing the cameras. Do you think it'll add pressure to these players playing in front of an audience that isn't here now?
Maybe, but I think they'll be pretty used to it by now since it's the 4th game.
Well, as I mentioned, it is Atikokan against Brampton, and Brampton went up against the top-seeded Quinty in opening match here today, a 9 a.m. contest, which was easily won by Quinty in 2 straight sets. And it's a tough opponent going against them right away. That swing to the back court, just out of bounds, and Atikokan gets the point. 4-0 lead. As a volleyball player yourself, how hard is it to regroup down so early in a set?
Well, honestly, you just got to get that one good play, either smash or block, and you can get your streak going pretty quickly. And it's about a game about runs, so you just got to pick the right times, I guess.
Well, the block doesn't work, and Brampton on the board, as that's what you mentioned. I was talking earlier in the earlier broadcast in the afternoon game about how you mentioned the game of runs and how it's so competitive when momentum swings the other way. Little things like unforced errors just have to be cut out, and that was the problem with the afternoon game. Unforced error after unforced error.
Exactly. It's you try to minimize those as much as possible so you could stay into this game. It's very important.
Well, the unorthodox swing. Like that,
there you go.
You talk about it, just simply put it in the court, and you never know what's going to happen. The unorthodox kill attempt works, and that's 2 straight for Brampton. Deep serve and a good push up to the front.
Big swing, but it just flew out.
The power that some of these girls are having is impressing me. I'm used to announcing the college ball level at Niagara, and I'm watching Brock and I'm watching all the OUA teams. This is very similar style, and it's great to see it so young already.
Yeah, because it teaches them like how the college game is going to work.
That's right.
Makes the transition a bit easier for them. Nice serve from
well, the placement of that serve and the placement of all Atikokan's serve right now, there's another one. Just power it deep. Put it deep into the backcourt, and that's simply smart positioning on the serves. In this 7-3 Atikokan High School lead. Another deep serve. The return unable to be handled by Brampton Christian. So the lead back up to 5. As Alexis Paquette, the server for Atikokan, the serve that time into the net. And Brampton trying to jump back on the train here and bring it back. It's a 4-point deficit now.
just falls a bit short.
Now, as a player, when do you get frustrated with yourself and with your team when you're finding nothing is working? Because Brampton in the opening game rather, obviously you're playing the top seeded team, but nothing seemed to be going their way.
Yeah, the best thing to do is to not get down, because as soon as your team loses their confidence, that's when the runs start happening, and that's when you start to lose the game a little.
Well, it's such a short tournament. They're here for 3 days, and we were talking off air about how they have to see the falls and have to do so many things here in the Niagara region, but they still have to play volleyball, and that's why they're here. As there's a nice set, push deep into the backcourt. Play at the net, and Brampton comes out on top. I always wonder who's going to win those ones, as it's literally right on top of the tape.
Yeah, well, my coach used to tell me, when you go up to the tape like that, always push it to the sides, because if you don't, you'll end up just like have a war right on the net.
It's a very smart thing to say as they get called for a net violation. Score 9-7 now. It's all of a sudden tables are turning in favor of Brampton Christian.
Deep serve from Ashley Assam.
And Assam, she was one of their bigger servers for Brampton Christian against Quinte in the opening match. One of their top players. That's something I've been noticing throughout this couple of matches I've been called now. The serves, they're all going deep. They're trying to put them back in the court, which is the style of volleyball I like to see.
Yeah, well, it is very difficult to get a short serve. You really need a certain technique to get it there. It's very tough.
Well, we exchange points once again. 10-8 the score now, and our first sub of the game. And subbing in for Brampton and now serving is Jaslyn Sandu, wearing 4 black. Brampton, of course, on our right side wearing the black uniforms, white trim. And on the other side is Atikokan High School in the blue. That sub wasn't ideal, as that serve is nowhere close to perfect. Premier facility, though. You're lucky to play in a gym like this. As you see, obviously, OFSAA height regulations, the roof, you must play in gyms that have way lower roofs. And not only that, smaller gyms.
Yeah, this is a very big gym that I've noticed now. You don't really notice when you're playing, but because out in the field it seems so small, but it is very big.
Well, that serve into the net, and we go back to Brampton for the serve. Serving is Noble Jawanda. Underhand style, that just misses wide and out. And that's one of the problems with volleyball, and of course, and you always try to clean it up, is the missed serve attempts. You try to get better and better as you get older, and that's how leads all of a sudden slip away from you.
Yeah, exactly. But back in the olden days, they used to have the serve. If you missed the serve, it would just go to the other team. They wouldn't count a point. But now they decided to put points on it, so it's more pressure on the server to get it over the net.
Well, I like that style. An interesting fact is you think how long games would take if, the serves are a bit off on both sides.
Exactly.
That's
it's an ace from Angrit Gill.
just a bullet, just over the tape and between the two back middle players. As it's 13-11, the first time Brampton is putting a little pressure on.
Another bullet. Wow. She is definitely hot tonight.
So 1-point game in this opening set. Best of 3 here in OFSAA. As we'll see how they'll answer once again. Just serve up 25 of them.
That's the best serve I've seen here today. It's a very hard serve. Deep court, too.
Well, they're looking for their first lead of this OFSAA tournament.
There, it floats a bit wide there.
I shouldn't have said that, I guess. I'll take the blame on that one for Brampton. Trying to put a little too much pressure on it here at the Niagara College court. Niagara College, proud sponsor of this 2017 OFSAA, proud partner as well as these two schools. The Niagara College volleyball program plays literally 2 minutes away from Jean-Vanier. And I know Nat Desjardins is going to be playing for the women's program for Niagara College. There's so much talent here at Jean-Vanier and these schools in this tournament. Seemed like an early jump, but a good swing.
They got called for a double touch there. Atikokan. And there's another substitution for Brampton. Amrita Sandhu came in the game for the serve.
Well, the last time Brampton made a change for a serve, it was not successful. So we'll see if the Bobcats can bounce back. They have found themselves down by 1.
There you go. Well, that time it was very successful. They just couldn't keep it up.
Seems to be the key, and just get the serves deep, put it power, and put the pressure on the other team early, right off the serve.
Big block at the net for Brampton.
Well, Atikokan, you may have heard the coach with a nice pass. It was an excellent bump pass to the setter, but they just get denied at the net. And Brampton up by 1.
Oh. Miscommunication there from the Bobcats.
Yeah, and as I announce and call college games, that's one thing you really don't see, is you know where you are on the floor and who's going to be able to get that ball. And that'll be a learning curve when they get up to the higher levels.
Exactly. Oh, nice tip.
Well, you could tell Brampton right into this game now. The bench starting to come alive for the ladies on the court as their third sub of the set sees the server coming in again, and that is Jasneet Randhawa.
Another underhand serve.
What a dig. What a play.
Oh, big block at the net. That's twice now from Ashley Azam.
And I must say that chant is becoming very catchy for this Brampton Bobcat High School.
Ooh, big swing from Atikokan.
Big swing and a perfectly placed shot right at the hands that caught him flat-footed. And their fourth set now for Brampton just sees the same sub coming right back in as Olivia Copeland comes back. It's a nice block. It's a nice smart play, a double on the far side. And there was really nowhere for the swing to go.
They read that one perfectly that time. Ooh, just inside the line for Atikokan. Well-placed spot.
And I think Brampton, they knew it right away when they came together there. 5 of the 6 were over the attack line, not where they wanted to be. So a simply smart play shot, as you mentioned.
Brampton seems to struggle here. They're running around on the court a little too much. They got to smarten up to take this setback.
Well, I'm shocked we haven't seen a timeout yet. 2018 lead. That's 5 or 6 in a row now the other way.
Just giving free balls after free balls.
And as I mentioned, there it is. I mean, they're running out of time as the AO chant continues in a 21-18 lead. A great time to talk about some of our sponsors, including the Westmont Hospitality Group. Started as a single hotel in 1975 in North America. Proud sponsor of this OFSAA final here at Jean-Vanier. And Logan, you were talking about how OFSAA and how Jean-Vanier is a premier facility. Talk about just what it is to be a student athlete and play. I mean, you have homework, you have hockey, you have commitments. Is it a lot of time to commit to playing for Jean-Vanier?
There surely is practices, probably 3 or 4 times a week, trying to be the best school that we can. So we try to work as hard as possible, but we do have some schoolwork we have to do too. So,
well, I mean, it's a misconception, obviously, for some students who may want to join a club or join a sport that they don't have time. But, I mean, it can be done. A lot of students do it, and all these great athletes on the court today are trying to pursue their career in student athletes, and they're doing an excellent job. That's unique. And I thought I caught the line, but I guess it didn't.
Yeah, that was a
chip shot to the roof and down. I mean, that's a new spinner right there. It wasn't a serve, but I'll take it. That's impressive.
Brampton still can't seem to find their groove. It's like they're still scrambling.
I mean, it's a different Brampton team that we saw when they were up 16-15. They've just lost an edge, and now it's like the train is off the rails. They have no way of trying to find it back.
And this could be their point if they start on a streak here with their best server. Ashley Asam, she has a rocket of a serve. They can get back into this one.
Well, it's a tough break, and this is the 20th ranked school in OFSAA coming into this tournament, so they have a lot to prove. Just try to simply be the team they are and try to stun Atikokan here.
Another big block at the net from Brampton.
Well, they need to be perfect now. The next point, it is set point as we get a sub coming in to serve. And they hand the ball over once again to Jaslyn Sandu. She needs 5 in a row, plus the extra one to win by 2.
Well, that was a good try from Brampton.
Well, 25-20, the opening set, and the opening score in set number 1 of this match 4 of day number 1 of the 2017 OFSAA Women's Championship Single A School here in Jean-Vanier. And there's another misconception, actually, that we should address, is I was talking to Phil Desjardins, a member here at Jean-Vanier, a teacher as well, of how Quad A and Triple A and Single A and Double A get mixed up between Triple A being the best talent and Single A being there's no talent at all, where that's not true at all.
Of course not. We've seen in basketball this year, Jean-Vanier has they beat Notre Dame, a Triple A school, and just proved that they were a bit better than Notre Dame. So the Single A and the Triple A really don't matter. It's just a number on the charts.
Well, if you don't know exactly how they're ranked, it's ranked only by school population size. So Jean-Vanier, of course, having a third of what Notre Dame has probably in students. Notre Dame upwards to 1,400, 1,500 students possibly, where Jean-Vanier is around the 500-600 mark. That's the only difference. So you could have the best player in the world here at a Single A school, and that's going to win you a championship. Teams that have players and have the heart. And that is what I just saw in the earlier match when we saw earlier today with Quincy, I believe, sweeping Brampton. Just big schools like that have the talent and the ability to win big games. But this will be a big challenge for Brampton now. lost the first 3 sets of their 4 today. See if they can end on a winning note and try to push this to a third and final set. Well, as we get set for set number 2, it's a great time to remind you and thank our sponsors, including the OUA. The OUA is the premier university sports conference in Canada. The OUA's mission is to develop student athletes through academics and athletics to achieve excellence in life. Not only that, the OCAA, which we've talked about, Niagara College, right down the street from Jean-Vanier, is the recognized leader in intercollegiate athletics dedicated to student athlete and sport development. The OCAA's mission is to create an environment which promotes academic success, personal development, and complements the educational experience, as well as enhance student life and student learning. So as a player, is it tougher to go into a set, obviously losing, you're down in the game, but is it easier now to say, okay, we have nothing to, all the flaws are out, we need to just start fresh, and try to take a little bit more risk now going into set 2?
A little bit. So Atikos, if I was Atikos' team, you have the mentality of all we have to do is put it over the net and make sure that we win one more set. So it's a lot easier for Atikos.
Well, of course, being up in the driver's seat, Atikokan, all they really have to do, as you mentioned, is just put it in the court. What a bullet of a serve. Free ball goes to Atikokan, the swing. What a dig. Nice play to keep it up. The effort now. Atikokan coming alive.
That's what Brampton has to start doing if they want to stay in this game.
And the weird thing is, if you look at the score sheet, it looks like they are getting beat heavily, but they're right in it. As they'll get a chance here on the unforced service error. Serve deep once again. Nice bump set.
Right on the line for Atikokan. They seem to be on point on this second set.
And is it harder for you? I mean, as a player on the court, it's hard to know exactly where your surroundings are, but when a coach is yelling out, do you have to, I mean, you don't have to listen to him, but it's almost like a guidance point, I would imagine.
Oh, of course. If you don't, you have to listen to them 100%, because if you don't, then you might risk losing the point, and that's just not
right.
No, it's not good.
Well, the lead increases to 4, and a quick timeout by Brampton, trying to rally the troops here and settle them down. 4-1 the score for Atikokan. And I like the mentality their coach has on the Brampton side, trying to keep it positive and really not getting down on them when it's 4-1. I mentioned they're the 20th seed here, trying to just go up against the top. And I think he's happy enough that they're here playing at OFSAA level.
Yes, they're definitely doing very well so far. Like, if I would guess what rank they were, I wouldn't think they were 20th. They're playing very well right now.
Well, we've seen the top school, and we've seen the team ranked 20th, and we've seen so many great matches today here and at the Niagara Social Club, Sports Club rather, on Rice Road at Welland, where the second venue is for this tournament. Finals and championship semifinal games back here tomorrow and Wednesday here at Jean-Vanier. One game to go today, though, at 5 p.m. And that'll bring us to the conclusion of day one. Different style of serve this time, getting it up in the air as the swing over the net.
Looks like she was going for a hard swing, but ended up going just right over the net.
While Brampton utilizing the bench and getting everyone back in as we see their first sub of the second set. And coming in is Sydney Cowell. It's a good serve deep. The pass comes to the near side, and that's just a great swing.
Oh, my, that's a powerful swing right there. Oh, different style there. It was more of a short serve than a long deep one that we're used to.
Well, Olivia Copeland, who's 7 black, who tried to receive that serve, she almost got caught up, it seemed. It's like she didn't know what she wanted to do and elected to try and just make a set real late.
Yes, I did not think she was ready for that one because that tricked everybody.
Well, 7-3 the score now in favor of Atikokan as we get our second sub. Copeland goes off, and coming in to serve for Brampton, number 9, and Jasneet Roundawa. And that serve short into the net as players from our 4:30 and final game of the day make their way into the gymnasium. As the coach razzing her a little bit, saying she only had one job, but then smirking and smiling and telling her it's okay. Gotta have some fun when you're down 8-3.
Big block at the net. Kept it up though.
Good settled pass. Tig pushes it back over.
Oh, nobody there.
Flat-footed.
She's looking to set someone, but nobody was at the power position.
And you mentioned it starts with communication, and it starts knowing where you are on the court. And just simple little things caught the Brampton Christian School just flat-footed and not ready for it. Good pass.
She was definitely ready for that one. That was a nice, well-tipped, just over the net for Ashley Asum.
Well, she's got her work cut out for her now. Down by 5, and they trail the match 1-0.
Powerful serve. Nicely set up.
Oh.
Bit too high on that one.
But you're right, that play started off the serve, a beautifully passed ball to the setter. And that just controls the game. If you can get the ball to the setter, you're in the powerhouse position all the way home.
Exactly. If you get a perfect pass to the setter, you could set up anything you'd like. You could set up a nice powerful hit or a nice fake to a little dump if you want to.
Well, they send a free ball back to Atikokan. There's a perfect pass again, but a block.
Brampton seems to be very good at the net. They just got to work on their little communication skills, and they'd be right into this game.
So as a player, is it the feeling inside when you know you stepped up and made a big block? Is it equal to a big smash down the line? Is it?
Oh, it's even better. To know that you just stopped a big swing makes you feel a lot stronger and gets your confidence way up there.
Well, they find themselves in a hole, down by 4 now, but they're climbing back into it. Brampton staying alive, putting pressure on Atikokan. As the effort.
Place hit there.
Effort to slide on the floor, and we get a sub. As they flip a couple players in and out, making her return is number 4 in Sandu. There's a little confusion on the floor of where the ball was, but the 3-ball system has been corrected, and we're good to go. Can't say I've seen that before, actually, the ball riding the top of the net.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're a bit too late for the block, so you end up getting the side of your hand and it rolls on the side on the top of the net. Atikokan just finding that same spot over and over right at the attack line. Seems to be working for them.
Well, I think if you're Atikokan, you want to just kind of take this game and run with it. As that serve, line drive. Good effort to keep it back in.
Brampton with the setup. Perfect pass for Atikokan. Deep ball. Back over to Brampton. Free ball to Atikokan.
See, for Brampton, I feel that's got to be a missed opportunity. The coach knew it as they send it out of bounds, sending a free ball back over.
You got to take advantage of those free balls because they don't come very often.
Well, 13-7 score.
Hard serve from...
That's Melinda Morden, excuse me. As timeout's called, Morden's serve just
very tough. Yeah, very aggressive.
And it doesn't have that much spin on it. It's just a straight power right to the back of the court.
That's what we call a floater. It usually moves in the air, so the defense, it's harder for the defense to get it up.
Well, there you go. Now you got the terminology down. And actually, last game, I know at the college level when I've seen, the players throw it up to the roof and try to make the big jump serve.
Spin, yeah, the big spin serve.
And the ability they have to control the ball and it dips down at the right second is unbelievable.
Yes, but that's very tough to accomplish. That's one of the hardest serves to accomplish in volleyball because of all the movement that you're doing to try to hit it.
Well, Niagara, they have Jeff Scott, I know, one of their fifth-year veteran players, and he was an OUA All-Star. He loved that serve, and one day I asked him, how high are you going to throw it? Because he was getting it up to the roof, just simply way up there. But he had his own technique.
Yeah.
There's another serve that catches a piece and out of bounds. But it must be player preference of what they like to serve. We see a couple underhands here in this tournament.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about serving is all about how you throw the ball right at the serve. So if you could throw it a bit lower, which goes with a lower serve, or you could throw it very high to try to get some nice floaters. It's just all your own preference and what you're used to do.
Well, a nice pass here. Great opportunity on the swing, but it doesn't go over. Brampton gets in second straight.
Brampton catching a break here. A few mistakes from Atikokan to get them back in the game.
And that's something I found, actually, Atikokan has done very well, is simply pass the ball well to the setter and move it up front. They're handling the serves. They just can't execute. That's right in the corner.
You could not get more perfect than that. That was the best spot you could ever put it.
It's probably your best serve of the game.
For sure.
That's got to get down and it's out of bounds.
Just floated wide, deep.
Well, they're keeping a minute, and Atikokan would like to pull away. They're just hurting themselves at the moment as Brampton makes another sub, down by 4 now. Chance to really put pressure on Atikokan. Nice roll shot. You see, Atikokan's doing everything they want to. It's just the shots are not going their way. That one out of bounds. The serves under the net.
They're just not catching a break. They just want to finish this game, but Bobcats are fighting back in this one.
As what a dig, miscommunication, both sides of the floor.
Whoa.
Oh, and a missed attempt for Brampton. And Atikokan gets the point.
As I said before, if you got to get that point at the net, you got to jump and you got to put it to the left or the right. Can't put it straight back over. You got to pick a side to make sure you get that point.
Interesting style, but they get it. Just throw the fist up and knock the ball over the net, and it confused Atikokan. So it's a 3-point lead for Atikokan here.
Haven't seen very many missed serves from Bobcats lately. It's really keeping them in the game.
Well, they have nothing to lose. They really need to put the pedal to the metal, basically, and just keep going, keep playing Bobcat volleyball. And that's what's been working, because you mentioned it. Atikokan's getting no breaks right now. Well, Atikokan in a position 6 points away from that match and set point.
Oh, good ace from Atikokan. Right in front of the Bobcat player. There's another missed serve from Atikokan.
Well, that's going to hurt them down the road. If they do win this match, it's going to hurt them going into the semifinals and who they play next. Because, yes, this is the 20-ranked seed, but you can't do that against a top team.
Well, double touch on Bobcats. Bobcats, just their serves, they just try to hit it over. Doesn't matter how hard, but I think Atikokan is going for the power serves, and it's not working out for them.
Well, the coach of Brampton tells them just to put it up, and it works.
Oh, there you go.
And I thought she'd get called on that.
That was a carry.
She almost threw the ball at Brampton. Playing the wrong sport. As substitution comes in for Brampton to serve. And this would be Sydney Cowell trying to bring the troops back in it, down by 3. 20-17 the score. That is a serve just short.
So close. Well, miscommunication there for the Bobcats.
And you could see the frustration in the girls' faces now as they look at the scoreboard on both ends of the gymnasium. They're down by 5. Final game of the day here for Brampton. And really their final chance to move on. As it's 23-17 now.
Atikokan reached over the net there to try to block the ball, but you got to wait till it comes to your side. You can't go on the other team's side and try to block it. Underhand serve. Big hit from Atikokan. Brampton brings it over for a free ball. Tip over from Atikokan.
I really like that style for some reason. It's so unorthodox, but it works.
It's it's very different. But I think it's because it's very easy to detect when it's tip because you have your fist up. So the Bobcats know when it's going to be a tip.
Well, it is set and match point now. 24-18 the score. And serving for the match, Atikokan's is Melinda Morden.
Just short. Hit the top of the net. Bobcats cheering on the server. Right into the net.
Well, it's an unfortunate way to go out. But once again, they played better in that second set. The first set in game one for them wasn't very good. And in the second set, they bounced back. This time, they'll fall by 6, 25-19. And if you're Atikokan now, you've played a team that you won't see again in the tournament, the 20th seed. What do you take out of this as a learning curve for the winning team?
Just that you got to start working harder because if you're falling close to a 20th seed team, you got to start doing less mistakes and trying to improve your game so that you do better in this tournament.
Well, the final score was 25-19, 2-0. A clean sweep for Atikokan over Brampton Christian. On behalf of everyone here at Jean-Vanier, Logan Parker, and myself, Spencer Tangway, we thank you for tuning in. Lots more volleyball to come. 2 more days action here at OFSAA 2017. 1 more left to go here at 4:30 p.m. Be sure to join us here in Welland, Ontario, Jean-Vanier Secondary School. There you go. It's interesting.
I find it's a lot easier that I kind of know some of the rules.
Oh, yeah. Well, I forget who I was doing with the first time. Yeah. He said he doesn't like volleyball. So he's like, oh. Right. Well, see, that's why hockey for me and lacrosse, I know it all perfectly. So it's fun because you can get really into it.
Men, vi serverar det så. Ja, det är